The most deadly fire that night was not in Chicago, but in the small town of Peshtigo. 1,200 people died there in the worst fire in American history. A mass grave commemorates the remains of 350 of the victims burned beyond recognition. Robert Kuvillian is the president of the Peshtigo Historical Society. The stories he has preserved are of a fire unlike any other.
Fire was not unusual in this territory, but on this particular night, this was a fire like nobody else had ever seen. It was 7 or 8 o'clock at night when it became dark, and they could see this lurid glow in the western sky. It was like a thunder, a muttered thunder that never ceased. It just kept growing louder and louder.
Before they could run, a firestorm blasted them off their feet.
The trees were being uprooted and roofs were coming off of the homes. Chimneys were crashing to the ground. Everything was moving horizontally. It was like the heaviest snowstorm you've ever seen, only it contained the burning embers and the ashes and the red-hot sand and the dirt that was picked up. And when they decided it was time to go to the river, already it was too late.
The people who managed to reach the river were not yet out of danger. Clothing and hair combusted spontaneously. The air itself seemed to be on fire.
Eyewitnesses described that the very sky itself was on fire as far as the eye could see into space. Survivors felt like it was the end of the world.
Peshtigo was literally devoured by this fire from the sky. At sunrise the next day, survivors struggled from the riverbanks to tell stories of a night in hell.
Eyewitnesses described fireball and meteorite-like phenomena falling from the sky just prior to the outbreak of the fire. In the aftermath, they described whole forests of great maple trees uprooted and laid flat like new-mown hay. This is strikingly suggestive of the forests knocked flat to Tunguska. While no one was killed at Tunguska, 1,200 people lost their lives at Peshtigo.